Welcome to 1-800 Bridesmaid, a podcast where real-life drama meets unfiltered advice. I'm Jen Glantz, the founder of Bridesmaid for Hire and the author of Finally the Bride. Every episode, a new caller will share their honest and raw dilemma on friendship, love, weddings, and so much more. An expert and I will give advice, and you can chime in too with what you think they should do. Will they listen? Well, we'll soon find out. And P.S., 1-800 Bridesmaid is a Love Stories by David's podcast. Welcome to the show, Nick. Thanks for being here.
Thank you for having me. I'm so excited.
I can't believe you're here. I've got so many questions for you, but to start off, and so that people can know who you are and your perspective as an advice giver, how would you explain who you are and what you do to a person who doesn't know you?
Okay, so my name's Nick. I'm 24, and by day I work in PR, but outside of work, I actually have a second job. I'm a tour guide in the city, so I love giving people bike tours, very out and about. But besides that, I love fashion, and I love to make my own pieces, so I try to make content revolving sewing and like going to events in my own creations.
Okay, I've got a lot of follow-ups, but first of all, tell us about what you're wearing today.
Okay, so this is from a thrifted bedsheet from the 90s.
No.
I found it at the thrift store. I like thrift everything I wear, and I always wear like unconventional materials like pool floaties. I made a jacket out of a trampoline one time, which was very uncomfortable, but really fun. So yeah, it's out of a thrifted bedsheet, and I have like this normal collared shirt, and then I have shorts connected to little bell bottoms by a string here. And then I feel like the hat really adds to the look. So I have just a little hat, yeah.
Okay, but how do you do this? Like, how do you look at something and say, like, that's going to be this?
So it kind of started out of necessity. Like I really love fashion from a young age. And when I watched Project Runway, it like really transformed what fashion could be to me. I don't think I quite knew it then because I was about like 13.
Yeah.
I got my first sewing machine for Christmas, and I didn't have the patience to really make outfits because it does take a really long time. But during the pandemic, I had nothing but time, and I kind of learned how to ease into it. And I didn't have a lot of money, so I always just thrifted my materials. There's like these bins by my house. I don't know if you have these like in Florida, but they just have random crap in them.
Yeah.
And every day the price changes. So on Wednesday mornings it was $1. So I would always go on Wednesday mornings before work and then just fish out whatever I could find, and then slowly got better and started moving to fabric.
That is so wild. Okay, the trampoline jacket, how do you stretch the fabric? Like, how do you know how to work with fabric like that?
It's very trial by fire. So the trampoline fabric, it doesn't stretch at all. It's like literally what you bounce on. So after cleaning it deeply, I just tried to cut out the pattern pieces and attach it the best that I could. I'm very good at like hiding things. So as long as you don't see the inside of the pieces, that's what matters. But the outside, that could be good. The inside's very messy though.
Can people buy your clothing?
So not yet, actually. It's really just a hobby, and I'm kind of scared to monetize it, honestly, because, you know, when you do something that you really love, it can be tough to really like want to sell it. Right now, I just do it for myself and for the people that I really like.
Oh no, you should do it for everyone because
for you, I'm gonna make you something.
No, but like what you're wearing is so awesome that I feel like people could come to you and like ask you for certain outfits or even for weddings. Like, you know how cool you can make things for brides, because
that would be crazy.
Brides, I feel like some people, they want thrifted items in their outfits, but you don't get that a lot, you know?
True.
That
something
could be like
borrowed, something blue, maybe.
Yes. Okay, wait, I need to know about this tour guiding thing, because
Okay.
like my dream in life is to be a tour guide.
Really?
I just feel like it would be so fun. So do you do it? You do it on bikes?
Yes, I
Or where
work
do you
for
do
a
it?
company in Central Park. So they have a Brooklyn Bridge tour and a Central Park tour, but I only do the Central Park one because the Brooklyn Bridge one's so chaotic.
Yeah.
It's kind of nice to get out of the cars. I will say though that everyone on the tour, it's like mostly tourists, which is so cute because it's so amazing when you see someone like their eyes light up when you go to Central Park for the first time. Like, we really take it for granted as New Yorkers, but we get everyone from cultures where people bike every day, like the Netherlands, to where it's people's first time on a bike, ages like 4 to like 74. So it really is a mixed bag, and you've got to keep them all on the same pace.
How?
So that's a good question. I'm still finding the answer to that. But yeah, it's a good time, and I try to slow down for people and make sure that we're all on the same page.
And then do you stop and like explain, this is Central Park, blah, blah, blah?
Exactly. We do little breaks, and they get to like see where the Gossip Girl finale was filmed in the Bethesda Fountain, which is always a huge
Oh my
stop.
God. Wait, that is like amazing. I always see tours being given and I'm like, I wonder if I could do that. But like the biking part would freak me out.
No, you've got it. And
No.
you have that personality to be a tour guide, so I see that for you.
God, it's like my dream side hustle. I want to do the bus ones though. I feel
Oh
like
my
that
God.
would be like...
Did you see the T one, Tea Around Town?
No.
That, I feel like that's
Oh,
your
oh, yeah,
vibe.
yeah. You sit and you drink the tea.
I mean, that's amazing.
Yeah, no, that is like, I feel like that's my like future calling in life. Maybe like my retirement plan. What's your relationship status?
So I'm single and looking for a guy. You know, any guys listening, I'm open.
Yes.
I feel like, yeah, I haven't been in a relationship in 3 years, and it's been since college. So I feel like I've been moving around a lot. I went to school in Boston. I did my study abroad in Milan and London. So I'm in New York now. I recently moved here, so I'm on the prowl.
What's dating like?
Dating is tricky, you know. I don't know. I feel like guys aren't really interested in like committed relationships. So it's interesting to navigate. But as I kind of settle into the city more and it gets a little bit colder, cuffing season is here. So I'm ready to play and have a good time.
But as someone who's like so fashionable, is that something that you like look at when you're like looking at potential prospects? Or do you judge them based on like what they're wearing? Or are you like, no, it's okay. Like, I see past that.
That's a great question. I think, honestly, yeah, I do judge them a little bit. I don't think you have to be like super well dressed, but I think you do need to have a little bit of fun with what you wear.
Yeah.
Obviously, I would need a guy who like would love what I wear and like I would want to dress him up as well and like put him in fun little outfits. But I think I'm really looking for someone who doesn't take themselves too seriously and that they can hang and just have a good time.
What's your friend group like? Do you got a lot of friends here?
I do. So I have like the fashiony friends that definitely are into like aesthetic alt fashion, and they wear pretty much anything. Like, this is pretty tame compared to what they wear. I just volunteered at this show for my friend named Twink, and it was in the basement of Dallas Barbecue in Chelsea.
Stop.
And he had models in pasties made of pool floaties handing out fried chicken on the runway.
Insane. Like,
It's, like, unreal.
That whole sentence, I'm like, wait, that doesn't work with that, doesn't work with that. Like, crazy.
So you'll get an invite to the next
Oh
show
my
for
God,
sure. It was
please.
incredible.
That's awesome.
so cool.
Wait, so in your friend group, are you the person like that gives advice? And if so, what kind of advice do you give? Are you honest? Are you people pleasing?
Ooh, okay. So I think I definitely can be people pleasing, but recently I've kind of been interested in giving people a little bit of messy advice if it's like fun, you know, and if no one's getting hurt. I think I can be that person to push people a little bit.
Yeah.
And sometimes maybe I don't know if I'm pushing people a little bit too far, but I really do think that things should be fun and like not taken so seriously all the time. So I think if there's like an exciting option, I'll kind of like push them to go there.
What about when people give you advice? Do you listen to them?
Ooh. That is also a good question. You know what? I think sometimes a habit of mine that I don't love is, you know, I don't know if you're this way, but if I'm picking between two things, like let's say like the red shirt or the blue shirt, I'll ask my friend and she'll say red, and I'll be like, okay, like that sounds good, and then I'll end up going blue, you know, like.
But then they get offended because they're like, that's what I chose for you, you know?
Exactly. So I'm trying not to ask as many things. I'm trying to like flip. I do like a lot of coin flips, honestly.
Yeah.
Very seat of my pants. Are you that way too?
No, like I'll go to the nail salon, which I can never pick out a color. And I'll be like, what color do you like? And they'll pick out a color and I'll be like, that is the worst color in the world. It's like a light brown or something. I'm like, no. But then you feel like you just offended them because you're like, I'm putting all my trust into you.
Exactly.
And I'm going to choose like a green. That's how I am with all advice. Like if anyone tells me anything, I'm like, I'm going to do the exact opposite of what you say. But I think that's like a lot of people. I think it's like it takes a very rare person to hear advice and take it. 'Cause you
100%.
probably do know what you want deep inside, but you're just looking for like the validation of it.
100%.
You know? That's like so troubling. Have you been to a lot of weddings? What's your like stance on the wedding world?
I love a good wedding. I haven't been to a wedding in so long,
Yeah.
actually. I think I haven't been since I was like 13 or 14, honestly. But I'm excited to go as my friends start to get engaged and get married, which is so surreal.
But you're like a New York young because like people here just don't get married till 30s.
Exactly.
40s.
Exactly. I'm from Long Island, and I'm starting to see people from my high school that I've like kept in touch with slowly get married and even have kids, which is crazy, but I support it.
Yeah.
So I love a good alt wedding too. I love when brides wear like unconventional fashion. There's this designer Bella Pietro who actually just passed away recently, but she was known for her incredible alt designs, and I loved her pieces.
I love that too. Like when I got married, I was like, I will wear anything but a white dress.
I love that. What did you wear?
I should show you a picture. A gold sequin suit.
No way.
Because, like, I am, like, a sequin person, and I just felt like a power suit. Like, honestly, like, we got married. We had 2 weeks' notice. We just eloped.
Wow.
And I didn't have anything to wear. I went to every store in the city. I found nothing.
Oh, my gosh.
And then I was like, okay, like, I'm going to Google gold, because I wanted to wear gold.
Okay, very powerful.
It spoke to me. And then I Googled gold sequin, and I found this suit, and I was like, that's it. Like, that's what I'm going to wear.
That.
But I just personally, like, never felt a connection to a white dress. I never felt a connection to being, like, the bride. I didn't want that, so I knew that. But, like, there's not a lot of other options, I feel like, in the bridal space sometimes, because all of the stores mostly have white, or now pink is, you know, popular.
Right,
blue, black
right.
is popular. But, like, yeah, I feel like there's no rules around getting married. I love saying
100%.
this. So you could wear whatever you want. If you wanted to wear a bathing suit, like, you could.
True.
You know?
True, 100%.
So I like what you're saying of, like, push the boundaries. I mean, even day to day. Like, there's no style rules day to day. You could wear whatever you want.
Exactly.
But people are so, like, put in these boxes, right?
100%. And people definitely get caught up in their own heads about, like, what they want to wear, too. Like, especially coming from, like, a more traditional hometown of Long Island, even though it's so close in distance to the city where everyone's out and, like, being themselves. I didn't always really feel like that growing up. So it was kind of scary to put on clothes like this in a weird way. I didn't know how people were going to receive me. And, you know, like, ultimately, I don't care what other people think. But when you're growing up, you definitely do, in the back of your head, want to be liked and want to be perceived well. So it was definitely challenging to get over that hump.
This is what I'm curious about, because, like, I have some, like, really cool, interesting things in my closet. But every time I go put them on, I'm, like, scared, and I don't feel the confidence. So what would you advise a person to, like, feel confident with what they're wearing? Because you can wear an outfit like that confident, or you can wear an outfit like that and not be confident, and it shows.
100%. I mean, confidence is really sexy, and it does take a while to build, but I would say, I don't know if there's, like, a hidden trick or whatever, but I would wear sunglasses, because I'm not looking people in the eyes when I'm wearing my outfits, initially, at least. And when I'm tired in the morning, on the way to this show even, I had my sunglasses on, I had music pumping, put on your favorite song, some Britney. I'm listening to Zara Larsson right now. I don't know if you like her.
Yes.
Did you hear the new album yet?
No.
Oh my god, it dropped yesterday. Not sponsored.
No, it's a good, like, subway listening album.
100%. So I don't know what I'm looking like to these other people, but in my head, I'm like a supermodel.
Yeah.
I'm not looking anyone in the eyes. I have my sunglasses on, my music blasting, and I feel great, honestly.
I think the thing about living in New York is it gives you confidence, because nobody really looks at you here.
100%.
Like, we've seen everyone doing everything, so we don't look twice at people. We're like, oh, cool, you're living your life. And, like, it builds confidence, but you go other places and everyone's, like, looking you up and down.
100%.
And you start to be like, okay. So I struggle definitely with confidence, but, like, I feel like I have all these interesting things in my closet. I just have to wear them. Like, I put these pants on for you, and I was like,
a beautiful.
But I'm like, okay, like, I spend so much of my day with my toddler, taking her to classes, but, like, I could wear these pants to the freaking class.
100%.
Like, why not? You know?
You'd be the best dressed by far.
Yeah, and, like, but I'm like, oh man, like, should I do something bold like that? But you have inspired me to definitely be a little more bold. I want to dive into this week's question.
Okay.
So I'm gonna have you reach into the bag and grab anything that you see.
Ooh,
anything that you want, and then just read me what's on the envelope.
Okay, should I peek? I won't peek.
This is exciting.
My daughter is making the biggest mistake of her life.
Oh my God.
Okay, I'm ready for this. Okay. I love some good tea.
Open it up, and then you can hand it to me, and I will read.
All right.
Oh my God. Okay. Let's see. I wonder what the mistake is.
Oh boy.
Because, like, sometimes as moms, everything's a mistake.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like, I have the kind of mom that, like, I could dye my hair a certain color. She'd be like, mistake.
No.
Okay. I'm the mother of the bride, and I'm terrified my daughter is marrying the wrong man.
Ooh.
She's kind, successful, funny, beautiful, and she deserves someone who adores her. Instead, she's with a man who acts like she's the lucky one. I've watched him criticize her weight.
Uh-oh.
That's a red flag enough where I'm like, goodbye.
Ready. Steam is coming out of the ears.
Yes. Her career, even her friends. At their engagement party, I heard him tell his friends that marriage would settle her down
Okay.
and make her more mature. When she got a big promotion, he brushed it off and told her to focus more on the family.
Uh-oh.
There's more. He's taken over every decision, from the venue to her dress, shooting down anything she's excited about. The confident woman I raised now asks permission for everything. She insists he's just helping her grow, but to me it looks more like control, not love. I've tried to
my
talk to her,
gosh.
but she gets defensive and shuts me out. I feel like I'm stuck between two choices: stay silent or walk into a marriage that could crush her, or speak up and lose her completely. How do you watch your child make the biggest mistake of her life?
Oh my gosh.
I'm dead. Like, I don't even know.
Is this like a real question?
It's
I'm
a
like,
real
oh,
question.
oh
And we're
my
going to find out what the
gosh.
mom really did. I'm not going to
Okay.
look. But this is a totally real question. I mean, this is tough because, like, I am a mom.
Mm-hmm.
My daughter is 2 years old, so it's very different. But, like, you don't want them to make a big mistake in their life like this.
No.
Like, you don't want them to marry the wrong person. You don't even want to see them be crushed like this
100%.
by that person.
And this guy, like, if she does decide to have kids, like, he's going to be the father of her kids. So that you need to take that into account as well. You need to have a man who's, like, going to be open and be fun and loving and supportive and not limiting like this. This, like, really irks me, this question.
But, like, okay, if we can get into the daughter's head. We've all dated people who have maybe not treated us nicely. Mm-hmm. Have you ever dated someone where your friends are trying to tell you it's the wrong person?
Ooh, okay. My friends were really good about my last relationship, and that was my only relationship. It wasn't too bad. Afterwards, though, okay, so basically what happened is I took a year abroad, and I broke up with the guy to go live my life abroad because we were only dating for 4 or 5 months.
I love this.
And yeah, it was a great time while it lasted, but, you know, it didn't really last when I got back to Boston. So when that happened, it was very crazy.
Why was it crazy? Was it just drama?
Basically, okay, so the relationship itself was okay, but, you know, it was my first relationship and I didn't really see any, like, potential red flags, and I am that kind of person who's going to be authentically myself all the time, and I needed someone who really wanted to support me, and I feel like, you know, that necessarily wasn't conveyed all the time. And when I got back to Boston after my year abroad, I felt so much more independent and so much more myself that I was like, you know, I'm kind of seeing some things in the relationship that didn't really work when I was in it, you know? So I didn't want to continue the relationship. So I told him in person that I didn't want to, and he said, have a nice life.
Oh, yeah, that is
and then
so
he posted
painful.
on Instagram a picture of him giving the middle finger. So it was crazy, but it was kind of funny as well.
Have a nice life is so painful. Like, it's almost better to be like, okay, like, just bye. But, like, have a nice
Right.
life, I feel like just stings. Because they're not meaning it. They don't mean have a nice life, you know?
Right. I mean, I was like, it was definitely a lot to take in, so I don't take it personally or anything like that. And he actually moved to the city now, so, you know, maybe we could reconnect. But my friends were like, after that, they were like, no, like, I don't think this one was really the right one. But, you know, peace and love.
No, but, like, it's so hard when you're in it because you miss so much. Like, I've dated people where, like, I haven't had friends bluntly be like, he's wrong, but you can tell. Like, your friends have weird body language around them, or they don't want to
Totally.
hang out with you when you're with them,
Totally.
or, like, you can just tell. But then if anyone was to say anything to me, I'd be like, you're jealous, you're crazy, you don't see it like I do, he doesn't mean it like that. Like, sometimes when you're in love or you're just infatuated by a person, which I think is different, you ignore so many red flags, and nobody can really pull you out of that. And it's
Totally.
scary, not even your own mother. And that's what I fear for this person, is like, maybe she's so deep into it that she's ignoring the things that we are like, this is so obvious.
Right.
And that's scary.
That is scary. You know what I think? I think maybe the mother should get in the friend's ear and make the friends kind of be the one to sway, because we don't always want to listen to our parents. At least I don't. I don't know if you're that. Are you that way?
If my mom says anything, I'm like, you're wrong.
Exactly.
Like, she could be like, eat broccoli. I'm like, broccoli's bad for you. You're wrong. Like,
Exactly.
no.
Like, I love my mother so much, but,
Yeah.
you know, I don't always want to take her advice. And I do want to take my friend's advice, even though we were kind of just saying, like, when someone gives me advice, I kind of take the opposite. When it comes to relationships, I do care what my friends say, and I'm the
Yeah.
type of person where it's like, if my friends ask me to make plans, I'm, like, blowing my man off, you know? I'm like,
Yeah.
let's hang out with my friends, like, they're the real ones. My man can, like, come separately. He can come later on.
Yeah.
So, I think that's what I would do if I were this mother. I would need to talk to the friends and say, do you have this same experience that I do? Like, he did this. So, like, do you think you could say something to her? Because I think she's making a big mistake.
But, like, I'm trying to think of, like, how I would say it. Because, like, you would look at your friend who's about to get married, right? They're, like, at that point in the relationship. Like, how do you say to them, like, no. Like, I feel like you can't bluntly say that. But, like, this is how I feel like I try to do it when I'm talking to people. I'll, like, ask leading questions. So I'll be like, oh, like your career, like, oh my God, you got the big promotion. Like, did Johnny do anything? Did he celebrate?
Yes.
And if they're like, oh no, like he just said like, you know, good luck for whatever. Be like, oh, that's crazy. Like, you guys should do something, and kind of plant it in. I'm a little passive aggressive, so I feel like I would just like plant it in their ear, like Johnny should have done something more, you know?
Totally.
But I think it's hard unless you're like always that blunt friend of like, what are you doing? You're that's wrong. I think it's hard to say something.
100%.
You know?
And I think we do like tend to compare when we're in a relationship to other people. So maybe the friend could be like, well, like when I got a promotion, like my man took me to Aspen or something like that. And then she'll say like, oh, well, my man like didn't really say anything. So maybe she'll kind of like start to plant the seed on her own. Maybe she's got to do the work and kind of like ease into that questioning.
Yeah, to get her to like second guess. I'm going to see. Okay, so these are the options of what the listeners voted on. There's 2 options. Number 1, the mom should stay silent and let her make the mistake.
No.
Option 2 is don't stop trying till she knows that he's bad news.
I think option B, I mean, she's got to do something. She can't just sit by and let this guy, treat her daughter terribly. This is, like I said, a future father, someone who's going to be in her life for the rest of time, hopefully, so... Yeah, I would not stop.
I think there's 2 camps of thought, like when you're a mom. It's like the mom view of like, you gotta let them make their own mistakes. I'm gonna take a seat back. And then there's their approach of like, I will protect this child at all costs. And I'm very much like, I'll protect this child at all costs. Like even my 2-year-old, when she's on the playground, if someone touches her, pushes her.
Oh no.
Which I know you're not supposed to do this as a mom. I will say to the kid, don't touch her.
No.
Or I will say like, she's going down the slide first. Like,
I love that.
But you're not supposed to do that technically. But like, that's how I plan to be a mom to her forever. And I would like to think that I would be like telling her, you're making a mistake. Don't do this. Here's our getaway plan. I'll pay the cost of you to break the wedding, like whatever. And I hope that I would be that. But I do understand that like at a certain age, the kid doesn't have to talk to you anymore. Like at a certain age, you can get so mad at your parent that you can be like, I'm cutting you out of my life. So I think there is a fine balance. 61% of listeners said that she should keep trying to tell her that he's bad news.
I love that. And while you were saying that story, I was thinking about the kids on the playground and like you just storming up to this kid being like, act correctly.
Because I was so bullied as a kid. Were you ever bullied as a kid?
Definitely.
And like I was so bullied, so I became so shy and like timid that like now, And I teach my daughter, I'm like, if anyone is mean to you, you say, don't treat me like that.
I love that. And it's like people agree with that mentality. Like, so you said 62% or 61?
61% said, like, get the news out there to her any way you can.
I love that. People are pushing for their daughter. They're seeing themselves in that mother's POV. And yeah, I think that's amazing. So I hope that that's what the mother did.
Let's see what she did. Oh, no. I couldn't keep quiet. I love this. I'm like, yes. I kept pointing out how he criticized her, how he controls the wedding, how he makes her second guess herself. At first, she brushed me off, but eventually, she got angry and told me to stop, and now she barely speaks to me.
Oh no!
It kills me, but I know I have to step back and let her marry him, even if I believe it's the biggest mistake of her life.
That's so unfortunate. You know what, though? You did what you could, and I'm at least proud of this person for putting themselves out there online and like knowing that you just have this gut feeling and not letting it slide. So I hate that. I hope that the relationship will heal. But
it's like, do you speak up at the wedding, like in your mother of the bride
like,
speech?
Oh my god.
I mean, like I work with a lot of people on their speeches, and I do work with people who are like, when I start off working with them, I'm like, tell me everything I need to know. And some people will be like, I don't like the groom, or I don't like the bride.
Okay.
And I don't want to be fake in my speech. So you have to walk the fine line of talking about the person you love, but then also mentioning like that they are marrying a person you don't like for them.
Oh my gosh.
And that's really awkward.
Oh my gosh. This takes me back. I just watched Emily in Paris. Did you ever see the show?
No.
Oh my god. They had this crazy wedding scene the other day, but I won't spoil it for you. But just imagine this mom like at the altar, like, any objections? I have an objection. Like, just, oh
I would like to think I'd be that person, but then it's like, okay, are you really gonna embarrass your daughter?
Oh my god, that is trauma. Can you imagine? Like, I think that might be like too far But
no, I've never seen someone like actually well, most weddings you go to these days, they don't say the objection part anymore, unless sometimes it's like a religious wedding or something. But like most of the time, the officiants won't say that.
They're like, we're not going to open it up.
We're not going to open it up. But like you do, I have had things where before the wedding there is so much drama, and a mother will leave the wedding and not come.
Oh my gosh!
I've seen that quite a bit, where like the drama might be about so many different things, but they just don't come to the wedding.
Oh no.
So that happens. But like, yeah, I think she did the right thing of like, okay, I'm going to like press her as much as I can. Now they're not talking, which is not good. But like, she's going to get married. Maybe one day she'll realize she made a mistake. Maybe she won't, and that will just be her life with this man. But like,
yeah, maybe he'll change. Who knows? Not optimistic though.
I just cannot get around to people believing people change. If you're this mean,
yeah,
you know, like there's such an underlying wound that you have. Like maybe therapy can do it. But like you need a lot of therapy.
Yeah.
So like is a person like this committed to getting that? That's what you have to like hope for, you know?
Not optimistic.
I
don't know. But the mother did what she could, you know.
Yeah.
So now she has to take that supportive role, I feel like, now that she tried her best. So that's all you could ask for. It just is so unfortunate.
Okay, if you had a kid, what would you do if you were in this situation?
I would get in the kid's best friend's ear. I'd be like, can you like persuade them maybe, or I don't know, or maybe like just release a load of marbles on the altar so he trips or something like that. Yeah, I don't know.
I love this.
Like I think
I'm like,
I it's so hard, you know. But as a parent, I would assume that you just have that hunch when something's not right. Like, you know, I could start to see that in people in their relationships. You know, like maybe this guy isn't the one. So it's hard, but. Like I said, I would do everything I could, and then if they want to do it, I'll support you at the end of the day. Like I'm gonna ride for you, but please, can you please try?
When you're saying the marble thing, my other crazy idea is like to put a bounty on it. Like I'll pay anyone $1,000 who breaks up this wedding.
That might work in my friend group.
Right?
I see some innovative solutions.
And I'd hire like random people. I'd be like, literally, I'm opening this up to the public. Anybody who breaks up this wedding gets $1,000.
I love that.
It's the best money you'll ever spend. I mean, it's psycho.
Right.
Your kid may never speak to you again, but like, desperate times.
It really is desperate times. And then, you know, if it dissolves or doesn't work out and then they meet someone who's actually amazing and supportive, then you won.
But to the mothers out there who are like, Jen, stop. Like, chill out. Because there's like, I'm telling you, 50% of the mothers out there are going to say right now, let the kid make a mistake. That's how you have to approach life with the kid. And I get what you're saying, and I value what you're saying. And I think that you are a strong mother also for letting your kids do that, because it takes a lot of bravery to sit back and watch your kids live their life and make their own mistakes. So I get that school of thought, and I think that that's great too. I mean,
you're 100% right. And you know, like I think with any other thing, that is the approach that I would take. Like let them make their mistakes. So I don't know. Like you're right. You do have to commend these mothers for biting their tongue, because that's also hard. Both
sides, I give you a lot of credit. And in this situation, this mother, I give you a big hug. I hope it works out, and you did what you could do.
100%. That was a great question. I really.
Oh my God. It's painful.
That was juicy. I take no joy in this.
No, I'm like sweating so much just like thinking about this. Nick, I could talk to you forever. Can you share with our listeners where they can find out more about you?
Yes, please. So I'm on social media at Nick Portillo, NickPortello. I'm always working on fun, fashionable projects and trying to be out and about in the city and beyond. Thank you so much for having me. This was so much fun.
Thank you for coming. I really appreciate it. Thank you for listening to 1-800-Bridesmaid. And I hope this caller's story gave you something to think about. Have a wedding dilemma or relationship question? Submit your story on 1-800-Bridesmaid.com. Find more 1-800-Bridesmaid episodes wherever you get your podcasts, and watch the full episodes on YouTube. For behind-the-scenes content and daily advice, follow Bridesmaid for Hire and Love Stories by Davids on Instagram and TikTok. If you enjoyed these stories, check out my book, Finally the Bride by Jen Glantz on Amazon. And remember, sometimes the best advice comes from strangers we meet along the way. Until next time, this is your professional bridesmaid signing off.